Sure, got it going. Sure, this is okay. What is good, everybody? My fault. I forgot to introduce myself. What is good, everybody? My name is Aaron,
It's Brian.
and this is the Courtside View Podcast. And we are back today for another episode. We are reacting to NFL Week 3. A lot to discuss. Quick update on my predictions. I went 9 for 7. Hey,
Same.
it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? But from now on, I'm just gonna stop being scared with my picks.
Mm,
If I feel like there's some rumblings of an upset, I'm gonna just pick it because
mm.
I take logic to account for so many of my picks. Sometimes you got to throw logic out the window. You just got to go with what's in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go with, you just got to go with your heart sometimes instead of just using your brain because a lot of these games, it just boils down to a lot of luck and teams just don't have it that day. uh,
Exactly.
man, so go win 9-7. That's not the worst in the world, but I wish I could do better. So this week, I'm hoping to rebound. I'm hoping to go 70% on my picks, at least 70%. So, anywho, let's get down to business. Let's get to NFL Week 3. Just going over some of the topics real quick. Um, let's see what we got. So, there's a couple of 3-0 teams. The Steelers is one. The Vikings is two. I believe there's like another team that should be 3-0. But I know those two teams are 3-0.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs are 3-0. The Bills are 3-0. I think those
I
are the
think
only.
that's it.
I think that's
Yeah.
it. Okay, so out of the four 3-0 teams, who do you think is the best? Who you think has played the best
The
ball
best.
so far? Yeah, who's played the best ball so far?
Ooh. Considering the level of competition, I'm going to go with the Vikings because a lot of people written them off in the off season, especially once JJ McCarthy got ruled out for the year due to his injury. And many people they wasn't expecting Sam Darnold to come out here and play as well as he have. And who would have guessed the Vikings personnel isn't really holding them back? I mean, Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell got them dudes out there playing good football. And things have been working, even though they've been dealing with injuries and players not playing and stuff. They still getting it done. They're going against these Shanahan tree guys back to back weeks, and Brian Flores made them look silly. So, hey man, so salute to the Vikings. I would say the Bills are also. It's like I put them like slightly above the Bills. I didn't expect the Bills offense to be clicking this well, especially since they lost Stephon Diggs and this pretty much a wide receiver by committee. But hey man, Joe Brady got them boys playing. They tried to write him off after that Carolina stint, but hey, he got them boys ready to play.
Yeah, I agree with you on your Vikings point because just the level of competition and both sides of the football being dominant, the offense being dominant, and the defense being dominant. I was watching the all 22 of their game against the Texans, and the offense, you could just tell like Kevin O'Connell, his ability to dial up plays, it's just phenomenal, and just their ability to free up the wide receiver scheme, wide receivers open. Sam Darnold, he just looks comfortable, and he doesn't have to really do much of audibling, changing different routes. It's just here's the play, and it's going to work majority of the time, and it really did. Justin Jefferson, he's getting it going. Aaron Jones, he seems like he's still the same Aaron Jones as he was with the Packers. It's just they've just been dominant these first 3 weeks, and I said it before, but I'm a little mad about it because they're my enemy. But overall, I got to be honest with it, and it's a cool little situation. It's real cool. I do want to shout out the Steelers. I didn't expect them to be 3-0. I didn't expect them to lead in their division. I thought they would be probably the odd team out of their division, but I was wrong, because Justin Fields has managed the game. He's done a really good job of that. The defense, we already knew the defense was going to be good with Mike Tomlin. The offense with Arthur Smith, I didn't expect Arthur Smith to do a pretty good job at play calling. Now, is it the greatest? No, but they're effective enough. It's good enough. They're not putting the ball in harm's way. They're not putting the defense in a worse predicament. He's not making a whole bunch of dumb play calls like he did with the Atlanta Falcons, where he would just keep like going. He would go with like Bijan one series and then go with Algier the other series, or he'll bench Bijan for an entire quarter and just have Algier running. It feels like the offense is more. It feels like there's an identity. It
Mm,
doesn't feel like everything is out of place. So I got to give Arthur Smith credit on that one. And I have to say this about Justin Fields because I a month or two ago I did come out and say like, hey, um, I'm done with Justin Fields. I I will admit I lied on the fact that I'm going to stop being a fan. It's impossible. It's impossible for me to stop being a fan. That's like me saying that I'm not a fan of Lonzo Ball anymore, even though Lonzo Ball is dealing with his own issues, his own injury issues. I'm still a fan of Lonzo Ball. I'm still a fan of Justin Fields. I just wasn't confident that he would be able to lead a team, to be able to be a starting level quarterback. And he so far he's proved me wrong. And I'm happy for it. I even said it on the video when we talked about Justin Fields in offseason. I said, I hope I'm wrong. And so far I'm wrong. And I really hope that he succeeds with the Steelers. I really hope that he continues winning because it will just further my belief when it came to Justin Fields coming out of college and throughout his tenure with the Bears that if you surround him with the right coaching, with the right pieces, he will thrive. And so far, it looks that way. And I'm happy for it because a lot of people were doubting Justin Fields, including some people in our group chat, including one of our guests on the show who has been campaigning that Justin Fields can't play quarterback and that he's running back.
mm,
It's a beautiful thing. It's a poetic. It's very poetic.
yeah,
Um, the Chiefs, I don't. Oh man,
it ain't the prettiest, but they get it done.
the Patriots, man. They're the Patriots. It's one of them things where you're right. It's not the prettiest, but they are 3-0. They know how to not beat themselves. They know how to win games in different facets. That's why they have 3 Super Bowl championships in the past 4 years. My thing with the Chiefs is how long are they going to be able to get away with it? Is my question. Can this be sustainable? Is my question. I don't think it is. I do think that this is very similar to last year, except the problem that I see with the Chiefs is that the defense has regressed a little bit. They can't guard tight ends. They're not getting as many turnovers as they used to. So that's a big problem for the Chiefs that they need to address on the defensive end because I thought that the offense would pick up the slack of the defense since they lost L'Jarius Sneed. But it doesn't seem like that's happening right now. There's still seems like some sort of struggle going on. Andy Reid needs to figure out a way to dial up some plays for Xavier Worthy. Besides Rasheed Rice, besides before Isaiah Pacheco came out, you have Isaiah Pacheco and Rasheed Rice. Everybody else was very inconsistent. Travis Kelsey, they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster. He's not that good anymore. It's just so many different parts that you can't really rely on consistently. And Patrick Mahomes, like against the Falcons, he didn't play his best ball. Like I was very concerned with Patrick Mahomes. There were just so many plays you can point to where I'm like, yo, Mahomes, like, what's good? Like, is there something going on? Is your has your family life really distracted you that much? I was thinking that like maybe there's something going on with him, but he talked about it during the press conference. He just got to be better. I don't know. It's better to be 3-0 and to be looking like the Chiefs than be 0-3 like the Bengals.
Mm,
So that's just how I look at things. And the Bills, we already talked about the Bills. You already mentioned the Bills, but they've been dominant, just spreading the ball around. We saw this last year when it came to just Joe Brady coming in, being the offensive coordinator. They were starting to spread the ball around a lot more, relying more on James Cook. Now they're doing that even more without Stephon Diggs. So I don't think it was a huge adjustment period for Josh Allen because they were already doing that. It's just when you have Stephon Diggs constantly complaining about not getting enough targets, enough receiving yards, it's going to be a headache. It's going to be a distraction. Now they don't have that distraction. Josh Allen took some shots at Stephon Diggs during after the game, as we all know. But yeah, I don't know if remain to be seen on if this formula can continue for the Bills because the defense doesn't have as much talent. And that's my concern. Um, so with that being said, what are some of the biggest surprises that you've noticed throughout the 3 weeks of the NFL season?
Hmm. Okay. One of the biggest surprises. It's an unfortunate surprise, but a surprise. Honestly, I didn't expect the Commanders to be 2-1 as of the end of week 3. I don't know what's going on, man. It's the Bengals couldn't stop a runny nose last night. It was terrible. They Jaden Daniels was out there hooping on them boys, man. He had like 2 deep bombs to Terry, one for a touchdown. One was down at like the 3-yard line or something like that.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler was out there generating big plays. I'm just like, what is going on? This looks nothing like the team I thought was going to be on the field, especially early in the season. But hey, man, they've been playing good ball on the offensive and defense is putrid. Like, I mean, good lord,
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jamar was going to have like a 300-yard game after looking at that secondary because they couldn't do nothing with him. And another surprise, honestly, I say like obviously the Vikings.
Yeah.
No one really expected Vikings to be 3-0 as of right now, especially the quarterback position. Sam Darnold, he's playing good ball. What can you say? Um, I am surprised that the Ravens they beat the Cowboys as we all seen, but that
Not that
would
impressive at
you
the
say
end.
that's an impressive win?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, you were up like 3 scores at the fourth quarter, and then you pretty much it turned into a 1 possession game. That's just unacceptable. And if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm not satisfied with that win because we had the game in the bag. At one point, it was like 28-6.
Yep.
That should be that game should end 35 to like 20 or something, not 28 to 25. That's ridiculous. Like things got to John Harbaugh, you got to get under control. They've been giving you passes after pass because you somehow make the playoffs, but at this point, it's looking scary for y'all because there's no way in the world y'all was running the ball super effectively. Then all of a sudden, y'all couldn't get anything going, and then the defense was getting gas playing. Hey, Ravens, I'm a little disappointed in y'all. But let me see. Do I have any other teams? I have one
Yeah.
player
Go,
that
go right
I
ahead.
didn't expect to make some type of progress was Quentin Johnston. I
Okay.
thought he was cooked food
Okay.
because he hasn't shown us anything. And I was, oh yeah, he's done. I'm seeing the off-season workout. I'm seeing the training. He's dropping passes in training camp. But this year, he's hooping. He's hooping a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So hey, Quentin Johnston living up to that draft hype coming out of uh
TCU.
yeah, TCU. I was about to say TSU. I'm like, that don't sound right. TCU. But yeah, so hey man, salute to Quentin Johnston making a comeback. They rid him off. He ain't writing back though. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
also one last team. Who would have thought the Seahawks would that's the other 3-0 team, the Seahawks. We forgot
Oh yeah,
about
I
them.
forgot about the Seahawks. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But the Seahawks, I didn't listen. I didn't expect the Seahawks to be 3-0 this year. I didn't expect the defense to look as good as it does. Mike McDonald is he one of the ones on the defensive end, and at this point, And thank you. It's a shame he's a head coach. I'd steal him if he wasn't a head coach. But yeah, man, he got them boys playing good football. Especially Tariq Woolen is like one of the highest graded corners in the league. He's not allowing pretty much anything from these receivers that aren't able to get anything. He had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in a straight jacket. It was bad for him. It was bad. Like Tyreek was reminiscing on that Miami situation. We was in them cuffs because Tyreek
Mm-hmm.
had them was about to put them boys in the stadium jail because it was bad, man. But yeah, the uh, Geno Smith and playing is the offense looks much better since they got rid of Shane Waldron.
The war
We'll
criminal
get to
itself.
him. We'll get to him later. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, the offense DK is looking great. I'm glad I picked him up in fantasy because I was definitely going to pull the trigger on DJ Moore, and I'm glad I did it. I'm so glad I did it because good grief, that Bears offense is looking bad. But yeah, man, those are the most surprising teams in my opinion. Obviously, you got the bad surprises or the disappointments. I think we'll get to that in a little bit though.
Yeah. We talked about the Seahawks. Now I'm shocked they are 3-0, but some of the things that are happening when regarding the Seahawks, some of the good things that are happening, I'm not that surprised because I pointed it out during our prediction show when talking about the Seahawks. I'm like, okay, the new head coach, he's gonna revitalize this defense. He's gonna make Tariq Woolen actually good again, and that's what I believed. And then you have Byron Murphy. Like you have all these different pieces. They have speed on defense. They still have really good talent on the offensive end. And you bring in a new offensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator from Washington, who also you have Michael Penix as the QB, and you have three really good wide receivers, a la just like the Seahawks. I was like, this is a perfect storm. And then you still have Charbonnet, you still have Kenneth Walker. I'm like, man, they're going to be good. It's just how good are they going to be? And right now
Mm.
they look like one of the best 5 teams in the NFL. Like the defense looks like damn near like the Legion of Boom. Like they're that good. Like they're really balling out right now. Like they're making teams just look scared out there. Like Bo Nix, he was scared for his life against the Seahawks. And the other team they just faced, they just been
The
dominant.
Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins. Yeah, Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle. I understand like that's not the best talent in the world, but hey, it's the NFL at the end of the day. You got to play the teams you got to face, and they've been dominant. Geno Smith, he looks rejuvenized. He looks happy that Shane Waldron isn't the OC anymore because you got to remember when Geno Smith came on the scene with Seattle that first year, I was like, damn, like Geno looking like a top 5 QB. Like, he was really throwing the ball effectively. And then last year came around and all of a sudden he just regressed. And I'm like, what happened to Geno? Was that just an anomaly? Was that just a one-hit wonder, a one-year wonder? Like I'm confused. But now this season, we're seeing that no, Geno is actually good. Like he's actually developed into a really good quarterback, and it was just a play calling. And hey, JSN Jackson Smith, he warned us. He warned us about Shane Waldron. He like, hey, good luck to
Yeah,
them.
no. Whenever you ask a former player of a coach what they think about the hire somewhere, and they say good luck, yeah, you in trouble.
Right, and I didn't take that to account too serious. Like I should have had my antennas raised. Like, oh, this is going to be a long season. I just ignored it. I don't know why. I don't know why I ignored it. Like honestly, a lot of people ignored it. Like not many besides Seahawks fans, not many people really talked about the fact that Shane Waldron is not a good offensive coordinator. If it just flew under the rug for whatever reason, like nobody talked about it. Luke Getzey, the offensive coordinator, like people were talking about him going to Raiders, like what the hell is that? But Shane Waldron is just like, hey, he's coming in. Hey, coming from the Seahawks. They had a good season with Geno 1 year, had a down year last season. Got Caleb Williams. Like they just swept under the rug, and unfortunately for the Bears, it's not going to look too good for them because that was a horrible decision. It's going to get Matt Eberflus fired. I know that for sure. The entire coaching staff is going to be gone because of Shane Waldron's ineptitude and inability to call the right plays. Um, But yeah, the biggest surprise is like, yeah, the Seahawks. I wasn't too surprised about. It's just how good were they going to be. Um, but yeah, just let's talk about the Bears since we're on the subject of Shane Waldron. They lost to the Colts. I picked the Bears to win that game.
Hmm.
From now on, I'm gonna stop overrating the Bears. I think I think we overestimated the Bears, just thinking that they were going to be like this really, really good team. Oh, because they brought in all these free agents. They traded for Keenan Allen. They drafted Romo Dunze. But at the end of the day, can you protect your quarterback? I said this before the season started. I was like, yo, the offensive line is not that good. Um, and that was my thing. I knew the defense was going to be really well, but it was the offensive line. And so far, like it's a huge concern. Like you could say the Bears have one of the top three worst offensive lines in the NFL. I don't think that's a hot take.
Nope.
It's really awful. Like the interior, the center, the I think it's the right guard. It's just awful. Like left tackle, they can't stop nobody. And right now, it's just looking ugly. Like Caleb Williams, he's getting blamed for all this stuff, but a lot of it is not his fault. Like a lot of it is just he has no protection. That's just what it is. And for people to just sit here and compare Caleb Williams to Sam Howell, saying, "Oh, he's holding the ball too long. Oh, why did he throw that right there?" Listen, he's a young QB in an awful system where you have no offensive line that can protect you, and the offensive coordinator is running plays like the offensive line is elite or something. Like they can handle Caleb Williams trying to deliver the football down the field 20, 30 yards. No, they can't. But for whatever reason, Shane Waldron believes it. He's trying to overcome. I said Caleb Williams, he's gonna have to overcome some stuff. And right now, it's a struggle. What is your thoughts on the Bears situation, just offensively?
Offensively, a lot of work needs to be done. I seen some clips, them route combinations, garbage.
Mm,
I don't know what Shane Waldron is calling because Caleb Williams, he's at the line, he's doing the QB thing, he's at the line, he's making checks, he's pointing out the mic, he's doing all of these things just for his tackle to get beat in 0.5 seconds. And it's just like, well, what is he supposed to do exactly? Like he can do all the good QB stuff. Obviously, Caleb, he still has some footwork issues to sort out and everything, but I mean, how much more? The man is not Superman. He can't just fly over the defensive lineman. I mean, he can only do so much, and the offensive line is letting him down. It's just unfortunate, man. And Shane Waldron ain't doing them favors. They can't get a run game going. Shoot,
nope.
DeAndre Swift looking like ski mask Hall of Fame. What does he even do out there?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
Nothing. He can't block.
Nothing.
He can't go between the tackles. Nothing.
So I mean, like, come on now. It's just people need to relax. People say, "Oh, Caleb, he's trash." Are you stupid? Are you even watching film at all? Nothing about this play constitutes you calling him trash, especially in the first 3 weeks of his career. Let's be serious here.
Right.
It's just
You
it's
got to
just getting out
watch.
of hand.
Just watch the tape. He does. Obviously, he's going to make some mistakes. He's made some mistakes, but to say that Caleb Williams is the reason why they're losing is just you're not watching the games. You're not watching all 22 enough. You're not. You're not understanding what is going on, like when the coaching and with the offensive line play. Like he can only do so much as a rookie, and right now, it just doesn't look good. The group
Oh
chat,
my goodness,
yeah.
game on the line. We at the goal line. It's 4th and 1.
Oh my
Aaron, if
god.
you were offensive, let's say if you were offensive coach and you can't get fired, what would your play call be on 4th and goal?
It definitely wouldn't be an option play. I know that for sure.
You
That
know
was
what Shane
crazy.
Waldron and all his expertise and years of coaching offense said? We're gonna run the speed option
Yeah.
on 4th and goal. East to west, not north and south, east to west. Not a bootleg. Even a bootleg would have been acceptable.
Yeah,
A
for sure.
speed option. And then not only did you run the speed option, your lineman is on the ground while your core QB and running back is getting chased by 4 or 5 dudes. What the heck happened? Did y'all even practice that play?
No.
I'm just like, man, situational football is killing these coaches this year. It's bad.
Hey, so you forgot to mention the previous plays before that, because second down and third down, what did they do? They ran the ball.
Ran the ball. Yeah.
It didn't work. So wouldn't it behoove you? You know what? It's fourth down. How about we throw the ball? Nope. Speed option. Why? Why in that distance? Why? Like, I can understand, you do a speed option, maybe you're at the 50-yard line or something. But 4th and 1 after 2 straight runs did not work. Why would you do that?
That play don't even work in CFB 25 to be using it on 4th and goal.
Like, it's just dumb. Like, why wouldn't you want Caleb Williams to have the ball in his hands to decide a touch if you're going to get a touchdown or not? Why not? Like, why would you do that? Why would you get the ball away to somebody else besides Caleb Williams? It just makes no sense to me. And this is what Caleb Williams is going to have to overcome.
Yeah.
It's just a sad state of affairs. That's all I can really say about it. Looking at Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams, I said, look, Jaden Daniels, he's going to a situation that he fits in. Is it the best? Absolutely not. But I see what they're trying to do. There's a plan in place. There's a scheme in place that fits Jaden Daniels. There's no scheme in place that fits Caleb Williams because Shane Waldron is the person calling the plays. I don't know what the hell the scheme is. I really don't.
The scheme is go make a play.
Yeah, they putting everything on his shoulders. With Jaden Daniels, they're making it simple. They're making it not as difficult. You know what I'm saying? With Caleb Williams, they're putting everything on his shoulders, bro. Like, he is a rookie. Like, he is not Andrew Luck. Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing? You got to make the game
easy. Commanders, say what you want about Cliff and them. At least the Commanders can run the freaking football.
Yep. Yeah. They're calling the right plays. He's utilizing the tight ends, quick passes, left and right.
Screens, all of that. Like,
and Shane Waldron, like,
where's the easy stuff? Like, that's the problem. There's no easy plays for Caleb to make in this offense because Shane Waldron's not scheming it up.
No, he's not. He's
no quick little dump offs to the tight end and get 4 or 5 yards on first down. No screen passes that are working. It's everything. He has to just work for everything.
And when he does,
just like no QB is going to succeed consistently except maybe like Pat Mahomes doing that.
And when he does, and even when he does do that, he doesn't do it often. So that's the thing. Like, why? And then, like, I would say, like, just for the simple fact, like, I saw like DJ Moore, like, he would just keep spamming these screens for DJ Moore. I'm like, why? Like, try to scheme him open. Like, DJ Moore is better than just, oh, we're just gonna call a screen for him like 2 straight times. We're gonna call a screen for him 5 times. Like, what are you doing? Playing Madden? Like, come on, can we be more creative than just calling wide receiver screens? Let's change it up a little bit. And it just doesn't seem like he's doing that right now.
Yeah, it's too many plays I've seen on film where dude is down the field and I'm like, who's open?
Yeah, and then like, another thing I noticed is it's not just the offensive coordinator, but Romo Dunze. He has to do a better job of being in sync with Caleb Williams. I think it was one play where I think he's supposed to run like a post or whatever, but I think he just ran like a streak or something, and Caleb was anticipating that he was going to run a post, and it would have been for a touchdown pretty much. And if you look at the replay, it's like, damn, Caleb, he missed Romo Dunze like so far away. Like, what happened? But it was miscommunication. So they still have to work that out, but they're rookies at the end of the day. So it is to be expected. This is just the reality of the Bears. It's week 3. Maybe things can get better from here. But so far, it's looked ugly. I was very high on the Bears this year, but right now it just doesn't look too well. If they don't get it together, then something's gonna have to change.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
big time.
I want to talk about, you know what? I have to admit, I have to say this. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL,
Uh-huh.
but he needs to be careful. It's going to come a point where Josh Allen, he's going to stop knocking on that door and he's going to enter that door and he's
Mm.
going to close it. I don't think it's going to be this year, but one of these years, just like with Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady, I'm telling you this right now. He's going to stop knocking on that door and he's going to open it and he's going to go through that door and he's going to shut it in Patrick Mahomes' face. And he's going to
Mm.
be the guy outside. I'm not saying Josh Allen's going to be the best QB. I'm saying he's going to finally beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. It's just only a matter of time because Josh Allen, what he's doing right now, what he's been doing these past 2 years with Joe Brady coming at the helm is downright phenomenal. Josh Allen has the capabilities of being the best quarterback in the NFL, or at least being the best quarterback of a season. I truly believe that. And if Patrick Mahomes is going to continue to play this badly, this inconsistently, hey, Josh Allen, he looking at Patrick Mahomes like, hey, I know you have my number these past few years, but I'm right here. I am right there. We're 3-0 also. Our offense has been looking dynamic. Don't
Yeah.
don't don't underrate us. Don't sleep on us because we're right there. I just think that one of these days Josh Allen's going to get him. I just have a funny feeling. How do you feel about that? Do you think the same way? You think that one of these
Um,
days Josh Allen will finally get over the hump and defeat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs?
it is very possible. The only thing I have like pushback is that we just haven't seen it. Like it's just we just haven't seen it yet, and it's just hard to see with the way the Chiefs have been playing. They haven't been playing the greatest football yet. They're still 3-0 despite all of that. The Bills are playing phenomenal though, and their offense is really clicking. James Cook is a really dynamic player, running the ball, catching the ball. They're getting guys like Khalil Shakir involved. You know, he had utilizing that speed. Even Keon Coleman got a touchdown last night, and I mean, hey, and you know the line is looking pretty solid too. So the Bills are playing great. Honestly, as of right now, I know it's only week 3, but Josh Allen is the MVP. He's been playing phenomenal ball, and if he continues up, he's going to run away with MVP because there's no one else that's really coming close at this point. And if it was a year where the Bills could knock off the Chiefs, it would probably be this year. But then again, freaking Pat Mahomes,
It
you just
is,
can't
yeah.
you can't count him out. It's the Brady syndrome. Although you can't count him out.
Can't count
Whether
him
he's
out.
on a roll, whether he's home, whether his team is, you just can't count him out.
I still can't trust the defense entirely because it's just lacking so much talent. I understand that Sean McDermott is an outstanding coach. Reminds me a little bit of Mike Tomlin in terms of like just being able to get scraps and work with it. Not having the most talented players, but still implementing a scheme that works and the defense is respectable. I'm just still not sold on the talent level of the defense, and we're still at week 3. We'll see how things go around week 10. Week 10, I would say around Thanksgiving will really show me like, okay, is this defense for real or not? I believe the offense is going to be fine. It's Josh Allen, James Cook, he's amazing. You still have Dalton Kincaid, you have Knox. Like you have guys at your disposal. It's just that defense. You need a good defense if you're going to knock off Patrick Mahomes. You're not going to be able to outscore him. You need a good defense. And with Josh Allen playing this way, Josh Allen, like I remember he was a turnover machine, you know, and that was one of his biggest criticisms. And that was one of the things that was holding him back. But with Joe Brady coming at the helm, he's really like help Josh Allen evolve as a quarterback. And now just like with Patrick Mahomes, like they have I almost feel like he's a complete quarterback now. He's not that same old airhead that be playing backyard football. Like he's actually looks like he's come to his own in my mind. So it's just about getting over that hump at the end of the day. And I think he will eventually. I don't know if it's gonna be this year, but he has a hell of a chance with the way the Chiefs are looking right now. I want to talk about Trevor Lawrence and the
Oh boy.
Jaguars. We Let me
He's
talk about
doubling back. He's doubling back on the eulogy he gave last week.
so here we that was an annihilation last week. They got absolutely cooked by the Bills on Monday. Not shocking because I'm not a believer in the Jaguars. They looked awful against the Browns. They looked awful against the Dolphins. And now they look awful against the Bills. Trevor Lawrence, it's not entirely his fault because I was watching film. It's just the play designs, man. Like these plays just look like something out of preseason. Like there's no creativity. Doesn't seem like they're really scheming guys open. It's just a lot of it is on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders to make a play. It doesn't seem like they're getting a lot of easy, like completions, easy plays for Trevor Lawrence. But that interception that he threw was egregious. You can't make that mistake. Throwing it to DeMar Hamlin, overthrowing like that. It doesn't matter how what you want to say. First of all, Brian Thomas Jr. was open and he
Yeah.
overthrew it. So, regardless of how I feel about Press Taylor as an offensive coordinator, Doug Peterson as a coach, you have to make that throw, and he overthrew it, and it was just an awful mistake. This entire team, they look like they're ready to call the season. There
Mm.
needs to be some type of change in the coaching because that offense seems out of it. They don't seem inspired. They don't seem like they're together at all. Trevor Lawrence is just out there trying to figure it out. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want your quarterback to feel like he's on an island by himself and he's trying to figure out everything on his own. That's what coaching is for. And the coaches are letting him down. And Doug Peterson, he made a huge mistake not taking back the play calling duties. He made a huge mistake by that, and it's going to cost him. It's going to really cost him unless he decides, hey, Press Taylor, thank you for your service, but I'm going to take the keys back and I'm going to call plays. So yeah, what's your
Shame.
yeah
It's a shame. Trevor Lawrence playing like crap. The play calling. Press Taylor is garbage too. It's
mm-hmm.
it's it's a bad situation, Jackson. The defense is underperforming. It's just bad all around. From rooter to tutor, it's just bad, top to bottom. I mean, it's just oh goodness. I think some mid-season firings is going to occur personally, especially if they continue to go down this trajectory. Because you're 0-3 and you're in the AFC South, you pack it up. Just pack it up. It's embarrassing, man. If I'm a Jaguars fan, this is supposed to be a generational QB, not just a really good QB, a generational QB, and he's
right.
playing generationally trash. That's the only
Mhm.
generational I can see on the field in the film because it was just one clip. He's in the pocket. He does a spin move,
Yep.
and there's nobody there. I'm
Yep.
like, what are you spinning from?
He did the
So
exact
now
same
we see a
thing.
ghost out there.
Bro, he did the exact same thing. Remember, I told you about the red zone play? It was the first down,
Hmm.
and it was a play design. Christian Kirk, he was trying to get Brian Thomas Jr., which he did, and Brian Thomas Jr. he got free, but Trevor Lawrence didn't see it because he literally spinned immediately. I'm like, why would you do that? The exact same play occurred. He's seeing ghost.
Yeah.
His timer in his head, it just seems way off. Like he's speeding up way too fast, and that's a problem that the offensive coordinator Press Taylor is the reason for, and Doug Peterson, and also the GM for not investing better in the offensive line. So
Mm.
yeah, then guess who they play next?
Um. I don't know who they're
The
playing.
Texans.
I was going to say the Texans.
GG. GG.
Yeah.
And they're going to be on the road.
Yeah.
GG.
Mm.
They about to be on for.
Nico Collins owners. Happy hunting. I say that.
Let me tell you, they're going to be on for. Somebody's going to get fired because when you're on for that's unacceptable.
Got to.
And then you have the Colts, the Bears, the Patriots. Yeah, somebody's going to get fired because they know you see that schedule. Time is of the essence. So, all right, let's see.
Let's not even forget the fact we ain't even bring up the fact they paying Trevor Lawrence $250 million.
He was the highest paid
however
quarterback
much money he getting paid
until Dak came along.
For what? Like, this is what I'm talking about. These QB contracts getting out of hand. Trevor Lawrence had one good year. Went to the playoffs and he won, even though he threw like 4 interceptions.
Yep.
And then after that, he ain't show us nothing else to really give him 200. Like, come on, man. I know you kind of was obligated to give him that money because, well, he's the first round draft pick and he did have a year you could arguably say he was top 10. But like, listen, I'm sorry. I know this may be an unpopular opinion. I really don't care. I'm not giving $250 million to a fringe top 15 QB. He always hovered in that 12 to 17 range, in my opinion. I'm not paying that kind of money for a QB. I'm honestly not. Why would I do that when I could get one of these QBs like Sam Darnold and just hire a elite coaching staff and get way better results?
Yeah.
You may not win a Super Bowl with a Sam Darnold, but shoot, you ain't winning one with Trevor Lawrence either. So I mean, what are we really doing here?
Yeah, what are we really doing? I will say that if I'm paying a QB that much money, I better have a hell of a coaching staff. I better have a hell of a play caller because that's a lot of damn money. Especially for, like you said, a guy that he's a fringe, like top 12, top 17 guy. He's going to need a good play caller. He's going to need a good offensive line. He's going to need good receivers, a good tight end, which he does have. He has some quality receivers. But the play calling is suspect. Why would you pay him all that money and keep Press Taylor? It just makes no sense. Let's go to let's see what we got here. I want to analyze the rookie class real quick. We got Jaden Daniels, we got Caleb Williams, we got Bo Nix, Malik Neighbors, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Just your thoughts on the rookie class. We already touched briefly on Caleb and Jaden Daniels, but if you want to talk a little bit more about them, go right ahead. What is your thought process?
We pretty much touched everything on Caleb. You know, it's a work in progress. The system isn't doing him any favors. The offensive line not doing him any favors. It is what it is. Jaden Daniels, I mean, he's playing just about how I expect him to. He's not doing anything like he had a really good game last night, obviously, but outside of that, he's not doing anything like spectacular that would be like, oh my gosh, this dude is the next GOAT or something. You know what I'm saying? He's playing good football, especially for a top 2 pick. So I mean, hey, keep stacking days and good games, and he'll be a very. I'll say this though. He's playing better than that QB in Philly. I'm just saying.
That's not a hot
playing
take.
better than that dude in Philly, but yeah, man. So hey, Jaden Daniels, I just hope he stays healthy because he is running a lot. I think he had 10 rushes last night and only like less than 20 completions, I believe. But so hey, as far as Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison, let me tell you something. Anybody who knew anything about anything knew these two dudes were going to be like that. And Malik Neighbors,
he's a dog.
He's a dog. That play he had in a touchdown, and he like caught the ball, like turned his body control was crazy. And it's like, I mean, LSU, man, that's wide receiver you for a reason. And you draft the LSU dude, Brian Thomas Jr., they're gonna produce for you. And it's just crazy how they just consistently put these type of guys in the league. It's like, dang, these Malik Neighbors, you could say he's top 10 already. Like he's doing this with Daniel Jones at the helm.
Hey, there was one play where I think Daniel Jones may either overthrew it or it was just a bad pass. And like a corner was like right in front of Malik Neighbors and he jumped up, grabbed the ball. Like the corner was, he was trying to snatch it from, and he just
Yep.
snatched that joint out of his hand.
Yep.
I was like, damn,
You can't teach it.
dog.
You just can't teach it. You just can't teach that. And it's just like, man, it's sensational, man. I can't stand. Now we got two problemsome rookies in the division that we got to deal with for the foreseeable future. And my team over here has Zeke Elliott. So hey, woohoo! But as far as Marvin Harrison Jr., what can we really say? I mean, he's a good football player. I mean, he had a slow start to the season, but he's really picking it up. You know that him and Kyle is really developing that buddy ball type of relationship, and it's going to keep growing and growing. And hey, I know you happy as a Marvin Harrison Jr. investor in fantasy. I know you find it
Thank
like the
God.
risk paid off.
I was mad. I was mad about week 3 though, because Kyler Murray, he was on his nonsense, bro. Like there were some passes where I'm like, come on, Kyler, you got to be more accurate than that with Marvin Harrison Jr. Hey, Kyler, why are you throwing the ball there? Like, come on now, you got to be smarter with that. But overall, I'm satisfied with what I've seen. Marvin Harrison is the real deal. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the real deal, and I can't wait to see more. That's why I drafted him, because I believe in the talent. I believe in his ability. All that about, oh, he's slow. Oh, he had the slowest time in week 1. I'm like, bro, that's a bunch of nonsense. We seen the tape. We know how good he really is. And for him to finally come to his own, week 2, he was dominant. Week 3, he was okay. If Kyler would have threw the ball a little bit better, he probably would have had another 100-yard game. I like what I'm seeing. Malik Neighbors is just he's a dude, man. He's a dog. We all knew he was good. We all knew he was great. I forgot to mention Romo Dunze as well. He also had a 100-yard game, and
Oh yeah,
with that offense, shoot, having 100 yards as a receiver, that's very impressive. And he was making some spectacular catches as well. So yeah, man, like the top 3 receivers have been producing, and I really like what I'm seeing so far. This is no shock to me, because we all knew that the top 3 receivers in the NFL draft, in the 2024 NFL draft, were super talented. This is
yeah.
no shock. This is no shock at all. I want to go to, let's see what we got here. The salute segment.
Okay.
Brian, who you want to salute for this past week of NFL games?
This past week,
Yep.
I want to salute. This is going to sound crazy, coming just considering my thing. I want to salute Derrick Henry. You got me 30 points of fantasy, my brother. They counted you out. They said you was old, you was washed, you ain't worth the second round pick. Keep proving them wrong, OG. But yeah, I'm gonna go Derrick Henry. I'm gonna go. There's so much stuff happened over the weekend. I'm kind of like so much info was running through my brain. Oh yeah, salute Andy Dalton coming in,
Woo!
just as a backup, just lighting it up, just making it look easy out there. And that really shows how the QBs that played in the era we really grew up and watched football, they just cut from a different cloth compared to these dudes. Like the guys coming in the league now, it's like he just it was just effortless for him. He was making every throw. It was like the defense wasn't even there for him a lot of times. It was like, wow, like it's really like I mean he played in the freaking AFC North is most of his career. He's like, man, this is nothing. I seen Ed Reed. I seen
Ray
freaking all
Lewis.
these. Yeah, exactly. I seen all these dudes. And I said these dudes, man. We talk about some Jack Jones. What we talking about here? I had to go against freaking Pac-Man Jones in practice. This is nothing. So hey, man,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Andy Dalton, man. Bryce, you got to feel sorry for Bryce Young, but maybe
Maybe he's just a 1-week wonder. Maybe this is just an anomaly in that.
it could be possible. It could be possible, but I mean, we saw it coming though. I mean, that's why we picked the Panthers last week. I mean, it was
Yeah.
literally probably the easiest upset to predict.
Maybe I
But
should have bet money on that game. Should have bet money on. See,
probably
they were like plus 6.5. I should have probably bet money on that game.
exactly. Let me just look at the week 3. Let me see if I'm missing anybody.
Guys, you want to salute?
Okay. You know what? I'll salute Malik Willis because he
Ah,
is doing exactly what you're supposed to do as a backup QB, filling in for an injured starter. You're supposed to go out there, play clean football, rely on the running game and the defense to get a win. And he's doing exactly what he's asked to. All of a sudden, you put a QB with a good offensive coordinator, and this is what happens? Who would have thought? But hey, yeah, shout out Malik Willis, man. He's playing good football. He's not turning the ball over. He's keeping the ball. He's playing clean ball. He went 13 for 19, I believe. You can't really ask for much from your backup. I mean, seriously. He's making plays with his legs when necessary. I mean, as a Packers fan, you got to be looking good because people were saying this. Oh, the season's over. Malik Willis said, "I got y'all. Don't even worry. Don't even worry.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Holding it
he's been
down."
tremendous. He's been phenomenal, and he's actually made a couple of good throws that game. One was a dig route. He made a really good throw. I think it may have been to Christian Watson. Like he's been throwing the ball now. Like he's not just, oh, we're just gonna, here's a 5 yard right route here. Like no, he's been actually throwing the ball. He's been dealing. But again, we've been relying solely on that running game. The running game has been phenomenal, and defense. Oh my god, the defense, bruh. What we did to Will Levis. Oh
Will
my
Levis is
God.
horrible. I'm sorry.
That was a murder. 8 sacks, 2 interceptions. Xavier McKinney and Jair Alexander. Oh my God. Thank goodness they're back. Eric Stokes, he looks phenomenal. It's just been great. I can't wait to see this defense against the Vikings next week. We're going to talk about that later in the week. But man, like just the defense has really impressed me following that Eagles game. They've just been dominant. Although it is Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, I'm still impressed because under Joe Barry against even the worst quarterbacks, they still get their game off. So to see that we can make these bad QBs look even worse than what they are is a great sign. That means we're finally out of the Joe Barry era and we're entering the Jeff Hafley era, which is we're going to put your quarterback on the ground and we're going to intercept everything. I love it. Absolutely love it. Speaking of Andy Dalton, I do want to talk about the Panthers. I almost forgot to talk about this, but it's interesting. I have never seen Andy Dalton throw the ball better than what I saw this past weekend. The throws that he was completing was absurd. I'm like, there is no way this is Andy Dalton. The tight window throws he was completing. The touchdown to Adam Thielen, that was amazing. There was another touchdown where I think he was going to his right. A pass rusher was coming to his face. I think he threw it off his back foot towards the end zone. I think it was Deontay Johnson. Bruh, that was a thing of beauty. Like he was just dialing the Raiders defense. I was like, man, he's the backup QB and he's doing this. And you spoke about it, just being a veteran quarterback. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league for a minute now. He's a journeyman. You know, he's been to multiple different teams. He was with the Bengals at one point. He was with the Saints. Now he's with the Panthers. Like he's been around the block. And now he has the opportunity and he did his thing. He 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. You can't do any better than that. And what I will say about what happened and just the fact that Andy Dalton played well, it's the offensive line. When I was watching the film on Bryce Young, I said this on the previous podcast, but there was a play where Bryce Young, he had time in the pocket. All he had to do was step up in the pocket, and the crosser was open for Adam Thielen. But he panicked, he scrambled to his left, and boom, pass rush comes right there. He gets sacked. And
There's
somebody
a
meant,
stat based
yeah,
on that. I think Bryce Young was like he was like top 2 or 3 when it came to time to throw.
exactly.
And I believe the Panthers currently passing uh blocking.
One of the best. It's
They're
two, I
ranked
think it's top 2.
2. They're like 2, yeah.
And let's not forget this off season. What did they do? They acquired
They spent a
two
lot of money on
guards.
interior. Yep.
Yeah. So that was one of the things where I'm like, okay, maybe the Panthers are actually investing into Bryce Young. But then the regular season comes around. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I thought Dave Canales was a good play caller. I thought, trading for Deontay Johnson, drafting Xavier Legette, you still have Adam Thielen, who's a nice safety blanket. What's going on with this offense? But then we see that maybe it's just Bryce Young. Maybe it's just Bryce Young. He's not ready. The situation that happened last year has really traumatized him because his clock in his head, he's speeding up everything. Like, you don't have to speed up everything. You still have time in the pocket. Let the play progress. And he just keeps panicking. And maybe this is a good thing that he's sitting and he's observing just the team itself, and that you have time to throw in the pocket. And Andy Dalton showed that, and the pass protection was phenomenal, and he was able to get the ball to his receivers. Xavier Legette was finally showcasing his talent. Adam Thielen was showcasing that he could still play the game of football. And Deontay Johnson, there's a reason why they traded for him, because he's a pretty darn good receiver. And they all played a hell of a game, albeit against the Raiders. You know how I feel about the Raiders. I'm not too sold on them, but overall, man, they look like a team that I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to take a step in the right direction. So far, this game with Andy Dalton looked like it, but it's only one game. It's only 1 week. We've seen this before with a backup QB. They'll come in there, Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody. They'll light up a team, and then the next week or 3 weeks from now, they get exposed. So this could just be a QB change and not a lot of film on. And then once they get the film, then boom, they get exposed. What are you gonna say?
I stood firm on this belief for a minute, but after recent developments and the way that the league is trending towards as far as QB development, I'm in favor of sitting high draft pick QBs now, because throwing them into the fire, it's not really producing results a lot of times. And it's just like Bryce Young, he should have never been thrown out like that into that situation. All these change firing coaches mid-season, all of this stuff. He didn't really have a true vet on the roster to really soak game and knowledge from. And you just kind of like threw him out there and expected to save your franchise. And these QBs in college, they aren't learning how to play the position like Brady's. They learn how to play in the offense. And it's a lot of spread offenses too in college. And as you see with Trevor Lawrence, that ain't doing them no good.
Yeah.
They're not learning how to play QB for real.
Yeah, a lot of air raid and spread offenses.
Yeah.
That's all it is in college, really.
Yeah, so it's just like, man, I can't under with the way the league is direction and the defense is getting better. I can't say in good faith that, hey, if you draft the QB top 5, you have to play him day one. I can't say that. Your best bet would be, if you're going to draft one of these high QBs, you got to make sure you have a good backup or a veteran QB that can play and learn, and the rookie can learn the ropes from. Unless the dude is like an undeniable talent, like I believe a Caleb Williams should have been playing day one. Obviously, Jaden Daniels, because they had freaking Marcus Mariota come, he ain't gonna learn nothing sin behind that dude.
No.
So I mean, them type of dudes, it makes sense. But like, I like what the Patriots are doing with Drake May. You don't want to throw him out there. You play the freaking Jets. Like, come on now.
And the offensive line's not good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
that's just
hey,
malpractice.
exactly. So that's the way. Oh my gosh, look how Anthony Richardson is looking. I mean, dude.
Hold up. I don't blame Shane Steichen for Anthony Richardson looking bad. That's just Anthony Richardson.
Oh no, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, we all knew he needed some time to like develop and stuff. But boy,
he's trash.
I've never seen something like this. This is like if Steph Curry could hit 30-footers all game, but couldn't make a free throw or a mid-range shot. It's ridiculous to me. Like, this dude has one of the best lines in the league. The Colts are like top 3 in pass blocking or something crazy like that. And this dude continues to just intermediate throws, garbage. Short throws, garbage. Like, that interception he had on the red zone was inexcusable.
Guy in the flat was
It
open,
was
bro.
three dudes over there.
All he had to do was throw it to the guy in the flat. He didn't. He decided, oh, I'm gonna throw it to this guy. Why? Like throw it to the guy in the flat. Even if he doesn't catches it, worst case scenario goes out of bounds. Like nobody's gonna pick it off. But he decided, nope, I'm gonna go to this guy. It's just bad decision making, no feel for the game. He's just a running back playing quarterback, bro. That's just what it is. He's just not good. They need Joe
Listen, man,
Flacco back.
they just gonna have to treat it like Madden, call full verts and tight end attack all game because that seems to be the only route he's good at throwing. Under 50% completion percentage, that's nasty. That is nasty. That is not a starting QB caliber play right there.
But he was but we saw the signs in college.
Yeah, he
that's the
definitely was like
thing.
that in Florida, which is why I was kind of confused why he went that high. But I kind of like justify. I'm like, well, he's an athlete. He has the arm for it. So I guess if you could develop him, but then he gets hurt in first like 4 weeks into the season or something like that. So he never really got a chance to truly because he was rehabbing and things like that. So
they should have sat him. Like I don't get the idea of let's play him, but bro, he's not refined yet. Like he's not ready to lead a team as the quarterback because in college he barely even started. Like he started like one season. And see, that's another thing. These organizations, they're drafting these QBs. They only play like 13 games. What do you think? The only guy I think recently that's really like coming in the league and has been really good is Kyler Murray. Like Kyler Murray, he only had one season where he started. He came in the league and he lit the league on fire. But Kyler Murray, he has like just this unbelievable talent, like his speed, his ability. Like he in college, he was phenomenal. Like in the pocket, out of the pocket. We saw him this dude is very talented. He won the Heisman for a reason, for crying out loud. With Anthony Richardson, with a guy like Trey Lance, I'm like, hey, F all of these traits that you see. He only started 13 games. Like, come on, bro. Like, you need reps. And a lot of these QBs, not a lot of them, but some of these QBs, they get drafted and they don't have enough reps. Like, you draft Trey Lance and he's barely thrown over 400 passes. I think from high school to college, it just makes no sense to me. It's just an aptitude, bro.
It's baffling.
It's just an aptitude. Let's give our Thursday night football picks. We have the Cowboys and Giants. I mean, this is pretty much self-explanatory in itself. I'm going with the Cowboys all day, every day. Ain't no question asked. I don't care how bad the Cowboys look. I guarantee you this. Death, taxes, and the Cowboys beating the Giants. Even on the road, I got the Cowboys on Thursday
Cowboys
night.
See, I swear to you on this podcast, on this channel, I was going to pick the Giants. But looking at this spread, the Cowboys is -6 on the road. I got to go with the Cowboys. Vegas just doesn't put spreads like that just to do it. I honestly think now the question is, will the Cowboys cover the spread? I don't think so. I don't think we're covering 6 points.
Game? You think it's going to be a 3-point game?
Either 4, it ain't going to be 6, I'll tell you that. But it may be a 5-point game. It ain't going to be 6.
Man,
the Cowboys haven't gave me nothing to believe in at this rate.
You really underrated. You really think Daniel Jones is going to keep it a 3-point contest or under?
I don't think he's
6 points.
Listen, it's not the fact that I think Daniel Jones is good at all. It's the fact that our defense is so bad. Mike Singletary could rush for 150 on us.
Oh my God! Please stop, bro. Y'all have the game plan against Daniel Jones and the offense, bro. They're not good. Like y'all play. Matter of fact, y'all have the game plan against the Giants, bro. Like y'all own the Giants. You might as well.
Okay, just see. We'll see Thursday. I'm telling you that game is going to be closer than you think.
Okay, man. Okay, we'll see. I'm just not a believer
if the Cowboys cover the spread, I will come on a podcast Wednesday in my Dak jersey. I said I wasn't going to wear any Cowboys merch this year because they didn't do enough to improve the team, in my opinion. And I had my faith for them is at an all-time low. But if they cover this 6-point spread, I will come on the next episode with a Cowboys jersey on.
I guarantee you this: they're going to cover the spread.
Okay, we'll see.
I bet you Trayvon Diggs is going to get a pick. I bet you Michael Parsons is going to have a field day. It's going to be one of them type of days. I'm not going to say they're going to dominate, like go up by like 15, 20 points, but I will say they're going to cover the spread at least. They're going to have a touchdown lead against them at least. I know that for sure. It's Daniel Jones and the Giants offense. I'm telling you that right now. I guarantee it. And it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys always own the Giants. It's not the same Giants with Eli. Even with Eli, y'all were owning the Giants. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Is there any other stuff that we could talk about that we need to talk about real quick? Let's see here. I
I
mean,
did want to talk about something.
yeah, what's up?
Let's say you're the Browns GM.
Oh my god, let's
At
go.
what
Let's do
point?
this.
At what point do you say, man, Deshaun Watson? I know we paying you a quarter of $1 million, almost a quarter of $1 million, but man, we're gonna have to sit you, bro,
Mm.
because you are terrible. The Giants came and repped on you. You couldn't get 20 points against the Giants. Oh, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down.
It'll be the most expensive backup in NFL history. Hey,
Man, I mean, the fans was calling for Jameis Winston in the middle of the game.
and
Like,
that
it's
that's a
bad
bad
in
sign. That's a
Cleveland.
really bad sign. If you got James Winston, nah, nah.
Like, some something's got to give, because at this point, if this continues, the freaking locker room gonna quit on him.
I think they might have already quit it on him. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, the way it's looking. Yeah, Deshaun Watson's just bad. You could argue the Browns are the worst team in the NFL right now. Just the way that they looking. They lost to the Giants. You get dominated by the Cowboys like that. You can't do it. You just can't do it. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL, and that's weird because you would think with that much talent that the Browns would be one of the better teams in the NFL. But when you have such a sorry excuse of a QB, dog, it's it's hard. It's very hard to like really be inspired to really wanting to play for your quarterback when he's so sorry, when he's so bad. And I was watching the game, and I remember I think he may have threw a pick or something. It was something where they turned it over. I was just watching his body language on the sideline. It just seems like you don't even care. He's
Mm.
just like, it's whatever. I'm like, you can't win with this dude. Like, how is that inspiring? Like, how can I get motivated off of that? Like, obviously, you want to be self-motivated, but how can I believe that we can win when you don't even seem like you really care that much? Like, you don't even really seem like you're locked in.
Can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of them dudes. He reminds me of like Jay Cutler in a way, where it's like, dog, he's so emotionless. He seems so out of it. Like he knows he's getting paid, so it doesn't really matter. He knows he's going home with his girl. Like he's all good. Like he's living life, even though he's a very horrible person. He for whatever reason he was able to skate by them charges, and he's making all that money. And he's like, hey, by all means, like at the end of the day, I'm living my life and I'm getting paid to do it, and nobody else can stop me. Yeah,
Yeah,
Deshaun
it's just,
Watson
it's
is
just
it's a
it's
disgrace.
terrible.
It's a
Man,
disgrace.
the Browns had such promise, and then you signed one dude and messed up everything.
Yup, pretty much,
Should
pretty
have brought Joe
much.
Flacco back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could. I would talk about the 49ers, but I don't know. I
Oh
don't
yeah, the
know.
49ers, they're cooked.
Yeah, 49ers.
They talk about
It's too
Christian
early.
McCaffrey going to Germany. Oh Lord.
I'm not concerned on Christian McCaffrey because here's the thing. Obviously the injury is serious, but they have a competent replacement. So That's a good thing. My concern is with Trent Williams. My concern is with Debo. My concern was those guys because those guys are going to be hard to replace.
Oh,
The
I
49ers are
think
just
they
banged
lost
up right now.
Hargrave too.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to be out for the year, right?
I
I think
think
they
so.
lost him for the year. So those are some injuries that I'm concerned with. The 49ers are just banged up right now. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, they were in a similar predicament, if I don't recall, and they made it to the conference championship game. I think right now we're early in the season. Time will tell. I'm happy though because I'm a Packers fan and I'm praying on their downfall. And I would love to see Brock Purdy not get back to the Super Bowl again. But it's too early to tell. They're banged up, but I'm not going to count them out yet. That's just the
Yeah,
way I feel
can't
about it.
count Shanahan out this early.
Yeah, I can't count them out
But
this early.
the eyes are widening a bit.
Yeah,
People smelling blood and the teams are smelling blood in the water.
yeah. But one thing before we get out of here, I want to just what is your reaction on the Falcons in that final play where they did an
What was the final play again?
outside zone run
Oh
with
my
B. John
good.
Robinson instead of just it's 4th and 1. Why not? I don't know, QB sneak or inside run with B. John. Why outside run?
Classic case of offensive coordinators thinking they're smarter than everybody. It is fourth and inch, not 4th and 1, not fourth and inches. 4th and inches, and you say, let's go horizontally. What?
Makes no
This is
sense.
it's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they thought that was going to work. That was a horrible play call. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Something I'd not expect from a Shanahan tree, McVay tree guy. I know, I know Raheem. Wait, it's Raheem, right? Yeah, Raheem. Is he
Raheem
deep? Was he the
Morris,
defense? Was he the
defense
defensive?
coordinator of the
Yeah,
Rams.
but still, you should know better. You know, Sean McVay would have called no foolishness like that.
No, no,
So
that
why
was
would
on
you?
Zach Robinson.
If I heard my offensive coordinator call that BS over the headset, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. We ain't doing that. That's ridiculous, man. You had Bijan Robinson. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Yeah,
It,
that was
people, the moment's
incompetence,
too big for the coordinator.
malpractice.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, and like they had the game in hand. Like they were moving down the field. They had,
Hmm.
they were chewing down clock. They had the Chiefs. They really had the Chiefs. I'm like, okay, maybe the Falcons can pull this out. And nope, the Chiefs are able to get by. All these teams just, for whatever reason, when they face the Chiefs, forget how to make smart decisions at the end of the games. It's just like, bro, like don't overthink it. It's very simple. Just run the ball inside
Oh my goodness.
zone. That's it.
You know what? Another team that did some crap like that this week, although they won, so it didn't really get highlighted. The Eagles. They did that fake tush push, and the Saints stopped it on 4th down. I'm like, oh my gosh, these corner has everybody just lost their mind this year?
Yeah. That's why there's a bunch of teams that aren't winning games because they're trying to do trickery. They're trying to be, oh, we're smarter than you. Like, no, bro, just keep it simple. It's okay. Like it's okay to keep it simple. It's okay to stay with the basics. You're not gonna get killed for it. But a lot of these teams, they don't want to do that. They don't want to keep it to the basics. That's why a lot of these teams lose, and that's why a team like the Chiefs always win because they make sure they're not making the dumb mistakes when it matters most. And that's what happened with the Falcons. They just made the dumb mistake. They should have won that game, and they didn't. It was
Yeah.
just unfortunate. That's all I can really say on that matter. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well. And we will see you all in the next episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching and peace.
Salute.
All right.